spiritual recharge. So you know the drill. We should be always in the right mood, proper mood, in um, studying the Srimad Bhagavatam, our spiritual activities, even our normal activities. We should be in the right mood. So join me as we recite the invocation mantras. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narotamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Utamas Loke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. I offer my respectful obeisances to the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vasudeva. Before reciting this Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the Personality of Godhead, Narayan, unto Naranarayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam, and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed. A loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. So, napaka-solid. These are the invocation mantras one should recite before reading, studying the Srimad Bhagavatam, and it helps one to be in the proper mood. So, ang ating nakaraan, it is in the Krishna consciousness, the practice of Bhakti Yoga. It is very important to know that there is no actually difference in appearance and disappearance of a pure devotee. Like in normal instances, lagi nating sinaselebrate yung birthday. But also, a pure devotee's living is also same as important as the other one. Of course, there will be grief kasi not just for the material body, but our um, longing for that association. But knowing, because of knowledge, knowing that they will continue their service in the spiritual world or serving their spiritual master in the next life, that will give us joy again. And of course, yung nakaraan, si Bhishma Dev was pierced by hundreds of arrows, lying on the floor, suspended. Not even any part of his body is touching the ground. Maybe yung hair. Pero nakaluot lang siya doon. Ayun yung bed of arrows niya. He was actually um, very old. Kailangan niya lumaban sa war against yung kanyang mga loved ones, which is always the Pandavas. And the body is not young anymore. So, he is actually giving it up. And as he passed away, his last breath, he was very fortunate, and by the mercy of Krishna, because he is part of Krishna's eternal pastimes. Ibig sabihin, eternal pastimes, lagi siyang kasama ni Krishna sa mga pastimes na yun. Kumbaga siya yung regular actor sa scene kung saan ganun yung pina-perform ni Krishna. Laging siya yun. And he passed away in front, meditating on Krishna, actually physically in front of Krishna, and with a glorious death. Continued reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Creation, the first canto, chapter 9, the passing away of Bhishma Dev. Verses, where in the verse? Yeah, 44 na tayo. Translation. Knowing that Bhishma Dev had merged into the unlimited eternity of the Supreme Absolute, all present there became silent like birds at the end of the day. So, ang gandang analogy, no? Like dito ako naririnig yung laging, um, hindi dito sa room kasi medyo controlled yung sounds. Pero pag sinabi deep Chandra, sa porch area siya nagbibigay ng lectures, naririnig niyo yung mga birds. Different kinds of birds. Pero sa gabi, you wouldn't hear them. In this moment, as Bhishma Dev disappeared, actually, everyone was affected. Everyone was in grief. Pero they know that their very dearmost grandfather, Bhishma Dev, is on the next level of in his next life, in a better place. Sabi nga dito, enter into or become merged in the limited eternity. So nakasama niya na si Krishna. It was explained by Srila Prabhupada that all the souls are part and parcel of Krishna. Pero just like in a machine, analogy ng machine, pag tinanggal mo yung part na yon, nawawalan ng silbi yung part na yon kasi hindi na siya part ng whole mechanism. Us, soul, kapag wala tayo sa Krishna consciousness, wala tayo sa connection kay Krishna, it is just like parts, like screw or a bolt. Tanggalin mo dun sa machinery. Wala na siyang sense. Hindi na siya part ng whole machine. So, as the part and parcel of Krishna, we're detached and we're trying to attach ourselves to the devotional service. And that's why ayun yung ultimate destination when one passes away. It was mentioned here also that si Bhishmadev is a pure devotee. He's actually part ng mga pinag-usapan to sa ISKCON Disciple Course, yung mga liberated person. So yeah, there are liberated person or eternally liberated person. They are actually some of them are Saktivas avatars or empowered incarnation ni Krishna. And some of them are really eternally liberated lang. Hindi talaga sila affected ng material. Hindi sila, opposite nun is eternally conditioned. I could say myself, I'm part of eternal condition ng mga soul. Bakit naging eternal condition? Kasi sobrang tagal na natin dito. Sabi nga, time immemorial. Parang eternity na tayo na-condition sa material life. Pero may mga eternally liberated souls. They are very, we are very fortunate to have their association. Just like our Srila Prabhupada is eternally liberated soul. Pero may mga empowered din naman na mga gurus na empowered by this eternally liberated soul. And when one is following the servant of an eternal liberated soul or pure devotee, one is also following the pure devotee automatically. There was an instance na when Srila Prabhupada was giving initiation, sobrang dami. He have to task yung pag-chant. Pag one is being initiated, nag-chant yung guru dun sa beads first before it will be given dun sa disciple during initiation. So during this time, sobrang daming initiate dun and it was impossible for Srila Prabhupada to finish yung mga chanting dun sa beads. Then, he tasked his devotees, intusan niya na you have to chant with these beads as my behalf. Then, sabi ng mga devotee na inutusan Srila Prabhupada, but Srila Prabhupada, we are not pure. They might be saying that out of humility or like genuinely. Sinasabi rin nila yun na they're not pure. That's the right mode of the Vaishnava. But Srila Prabhupada mentioned, yes, you might not be pure, but the instructions are pure. So you should do it. So that answers the question regarding the liberated souls. Oo nga, kung may liberated souls pala na magiging guru, edi siya yung hahanapin ko. Not the sinasabing guru na hindi eternally liberated. First, wala mag-aamin na eternally liberated sila. Like, I'm a title, Radhacharandas, eternally liberated soul, brahmachari. So, pag yung tao gumanon na siya sa sarili niya, automatic hindi na. Diba? The more devotees are being advanced, the more humble they will be. The more they will see themselves as not qualified. Ganun sa Krishna consciousness. Ganun sa spiritual life. They wouldn't claim themselves to be someone. Actually, tiyatakpan nga nila, tenga nila pag may glorification or nire-reveal yung mismong nila, glories nila or qualification nila. So one wouldn't know. Only an eternally liberated soul or a devotee in the stage of Uttama Adhikari, in that advanced stage, could know sino pa yung mga sa ganong stage. Pero they wouldn't dare na i-press release na ganito ako, ganyan ako. But yes, as in our sampradaya, sa parampara natin, there are a lot, mostly, yung mga acharya natin even, sila yung mga eternally liberated souls. And some of the sadhus are saying, some of them are even manjaris, eternally na kasama ni Krishna. But Krishna have to send them here to save the fallen conditioned souls. So, may yung iba rin doon makikita mo sa scriptures, just like Srila Prabhupada. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu predicted yung pagbaba ng kanyang Senapati Bhakta, his soldiers, si Srila Prabhupada, that would spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. Kasi si Lord Chaitanya, he spread Krishna consciousness, sinadya niya sa India lang. He could do it anywhere, pero ayun yung pastime. Ay, hindi yung request ng mga devotees niya na wag sila iwan. But Srila Prabhupada, because of Krishna's empowerment and because of his full faith and love sa Guru's instructions and kay Krishna, he done very, how do you call this? Di madidefine basta-basta na tasks and services. Biro mo in 12 years, in that advanced stage, more than 70 years old, he translated more than 100 books. He was the author of more than 100 books. He circled the globe 14 times. Kung 12 years siya doon, 14 times siya. Tapos he manages thousands of disciples. He manages hundreds of temples. Tapos ang dami niyang TV appearance, ang dami niyang how he could handle that. Hanap ka nga lang ng author na may 100 books, hindi ka na basta-basta makahanap. Diba? So, sobrang kakaiba. And yes, yung mga assigned, yung mga task, and yung mga instructed na mga gurus na disciple Sri Prabhupada, na si Sri Prabhupada nagsabi, nag-instruct sa kanila, and being trained by him or the close associate ni Sri Prabhupada are also as powerful as Sri Prabhupada. You could see them, some are really preaching in Africa, in China, in Russia, diba? Risking their lives. Diba? May mga fallen soldiers tayo, mga naapektuhan talaga ng mga they were injured because of that battle. Minsan physically. Because a lot of demoniac entities are trying to stop yung Krishna consciousness because of just demoniac, how do you call this? Selfish motives. So yes, they are the eternally liberated souls, and even si Bhishma Dev is one. So let's okay. Sri Prabhupada mentioned here that Bhishma Dev went back to Vaikunta. As you could remember, Bhishma Dev was being he's meditating on Krishna in four-arm form, in a Vaikunta form ni Krishna. And as his worshipable deity, doon siya pupunta sa four-arm form ni Krishna, which is in Vaikunta. I'll show you. May picture ako nun eh. So, yung kahapon. Pinakita natin kahapon. Yung form ni Krishna, yung creation, The topmost is the ang ating ang ating Braj, Goloka Vrindavan. And ang sumunod doon is Vaikunta planet where unlimited Lord Vishnu is there. So yan, sige, I'll show you. So, kung saan napunta si Bhishmadev. Hare Krishna Sudarshan. Kasama ko nag-jogging kahapon yan. Another one. So yes, kahapon we discussed about the aliens, angels, and devils. Ito yung illustration na yan. These are the, you can see the material world. This is the spiritual world. Yung creation ng material world is just, I think, 1/3 or 1/4. Yung whole creation ni Krishna. This is the spiritual world. Si Kailash, si Lord Shiva yan. Pero after nyan, that will be, this is Vaikuntha Loka. Unlimited Nara yan. And mostly yung relationship kay Krishna rito is in awe and reverence with formality. And Bhishmadev, it was mentioned by Sri Prabhupada, what here? This is the abode of Krishna. And mostly, yung mga 5 rasas is complete here. But one could have the intimate love relationship with Krishna in this Goloka Vrindavan. Again, you see, Madhurya Dham. Madhurya is the intimate, Madhurya rasa. So that is the destination of Bhishmadev. Text number 45. Thereafter, both men and demigods sounded drums in honor, and the honest royal order commenced demonstrations of honor and respect, and from the sky fell showers of flowers. So, this passing away of a great personality, like nag-usapan natin, the Duke passed away a few days ago, and it was televised, it was being commemorated, honored by the whole country, even the whole world. And nag-usap nga kami ni Redan at Prabhu, sabi niya, what more pa kaya pag yung mga great personalities, yung mga panahon ni Krishna, nagka-pass away. Ito pala yung sagot nun. Hindi lang yung mga tao dito sa mundo yung nakaalam ng passing away ni Bhishmadev, the glorious death. Even the demigods, even yung mga demigods in other planetary system. Sabi nga Prabhupada dito, thus Bhishmadev was known all over the universe, and during this time, interplanetary travel was effected by finer methods than the futile endeavors of mechanical spacecraft. They could travel, mas madali daw mag-travel dati. Hindi mo kailangan ng mechanical spacecraft. And the demigods actually, in this war, nanonood yung mga demigods. Ang daming audience na sa sky. Pag may maganda nga nangyayari, nag-shower sila ng petals eh. At this time, nag-shower din sila ng petals. And all the royalties, all the great personalities, all the demigods, when Bhishmadev passed away, they sounded the drums in honor. May background music yun. At the same time, may mga umuulan ng petals, ng flowers sa sky. So this is a commemorary sa ating great personality or natawag na Mahajan. Mahajan, yung 12 Mahajan they are the authorities. 12 authorities where we could follow the footsteps in the spiritual life. Sabi nga dito, he is actually in the level of Lord Brahma, Narada, sa sila Shiva. Bhishmadev, nasa ganun level siya. And the body of Bhishmadev lost its material effects due to being surcharged with spiritual realization. So si Bhishmadev, hindi na siya yung may normal na body lang. Even having a human life, sabi nga, a great devotee's body is not material anymore. Because of sobrang surcharged siya ng spiritual love and devotion kay Krishna, naging spiritualize na yung body niya. Just like ni-discuss yesterday, that when one is seeing a great devotee, we bow down, we try to take the dust of their lotus feet papunta sa head natin. Diba? It is not just we're getting the good karma and all, but we're getting the blessings. We're getting the how to call this, bhakti, kahit pa paano, meron tayong nakukuhang bhakti. We'll be surcharged with bhakti because of the dust from their lotus feet. So, ganun din, si Bhishma Dev, his body is considered as a spiritual body already. So, sobrang kakaiba and sobrang unique ni Bhishma Dev. Bhishma Dev was unique in his activities, and his passing away to the kingdom of God is also unique. So, grabe yung glorious death niya. Kaya glorious death. Text number 46. O descendant of Brigu, Saunaka, after performing funeral rituals for the dead body of Bhishmadev, Maharaj Yudhishthir was momentarily overtaken with grief. Yudhishthir will be the next emperor, and siya yung huling may instructions galing kay Bhishmadev. Also, lolo niya yun. A great friend, protector, caretaker, and whatnot, lahat ng well wishes galing kay na natanggap nila, mostly galing din kay Bhishmadev. Si Bhishmadev sees yung Pandavas na mga anak niya rin. Kasi yung tito nila, si Dhritarashtra, are only seeing his sons, yung sila Duryodhana sa 100 sons. Since the Pandavas, the father of the Pandavas, Pandu, passed away, they're under the care of Bhishmadev. Supposedly, dapat kay Dhritarashtra rin, pero we know, Dhritarashtra was partial. Gusto lang niya yung mga anak niya. So, si Bhishmadev yung nangangalaga sa kanila. And, dun sa kanilang widowed mom, na si Queen Kunti. Previously, siya yung nagdasal, diba? The prayers of Queen Kunti. So, very favorable and well-wisher nila si Bhishmadev. And Maharaj Yudhishthir was in grief again. Pero not just for the material body, but the longing of association of his beloved na si Bhishmadev. He went actually, bumalik siya sa kingdom, and ito yun, nasa 40, ano yun. He went to the kingdom. Si Dhritarashtra, yung tatay ng mga kaaway niya dun sa battlefield, and yung asawa niya si Gandhari, were in grief. Kakapatay lang ng mga 100 sons nila, natalo nila sa war. Tapos yung very dear most na nila si Bhishmadev namatay din. Sobrang sunod-sunod. And sino yung nag-comfort sa kanila? Yung isang leader nila na pumatay dun sa anak nila. At the same time, yung magiging next emperor, papalit kay Dhritarashtra. Siya rin yung nag-comfort kay Dhritarashtra dun sa mag-asawa. And it's very virtuous kay Yudhishthir, gawin yung mga ganitong duty as a leader. Yan. Because also, Yudhishthir is a great devotee. Ito sobrang importante yung verse na to. Text number 47. All the great sages then glorified the Lord. All the great sages then glorified Lord Shri Krishna, who was present there, by confidential Vedic hymns. Then all of them returned to their respective hermitages, bearing always Lord Krishna within their hearts. So after a great personality died, showers of flowers coming from the sky, great personalities gave their support and pag-alalay dun sa mga naiwan. Even sila mismo yung naging affected. And the priests, the brahmanas, the sages, saintly persons, recited Vedic hymns, mga verses, mga mantras. Not just for Bhishmadev, pero for Krishna. Again, even one was born, even when one died, we always glorify Krishna. So si Bhishmadev died, Krishna was there. The sages glorified Krishna with Vedic hymns. And sobrang importante yung last statement dito. Then all of them returned to their respective hermitages, bearing always Lord Krishna within their hearts. In the first sentence of purport, Srila Prabhupada mentioned, the devotees of the Lord are always in the heart of the Lord. And the Lord is always in the hearts of the devotees. Kung nakikita niyo yung picture, famous picture ni, ni Hanuman, literally binuksan niya yung puso niya, yung chest niya. Talaga na may dugo. And makikita mo doon si Lord Ram sa si Sita. Pero here, unang-unang sinabi siya Prabhupada, the devotees of the Lord are always in the heart of the Lord. If bubuksan mo rin yung puso ni Krishna, andun yung mga pure devotees niya. And pag binuksan mo yung puso ng devotees, andun si Krishna. That is the sweet relationship between Krishna sa yung devotees niya. Hindi siya basta-basta makuha in just mechanical yoga postures, breathing exercises, or mystic power. This is the ultimate goal. That love for Krishna na even si Krishna, kasama ka dun, nakalagay ka dun sa puso niya. And yes, paano ba ito mangyayari? One of it is, we know, Krishna will always be pleased if one serves his pure devotees. Sabi ni Krishna, those who are my devotees, not my real devotee. But those who are devotees of my devotees is my real devotee. That explains being surrendered to a spiritual master, servant of the servant of the servant. Because there will be some other philosophies like those who wants to take shelter, even those who pass away na mga guru na. They want to go directly. And that was not even in the Vedas. We cannot do that. We cannot take diksha to those gurus that are not present. Even Narada Muni gave initiation in his really present condition yan. Andun siya mismo. So you cannot jump. At the same time, we must serve the servant of the servant of the servant. So the more we serve as a servant of the servant, dasa anudas, the more Krishna will be pleased. And in the Bhagavad Gita, it was mentioned, the thought of my pure devotees always dwells in me. So how to enter that very sweet place sa heart ni Krishna? If one is actually living his life dedicated to Krishna and serving his devotees. So, ganun ka-sweet yung relationship na yun. For the ordinary living beings, the laws of nature is there for all actions and reactions. We know the doer is the desire of the soul, Krishna, and the material nature. All the reactions of our karma are being taken care by the material nature, Maya. Pero if one surrenders to Krishna, si Krishna hawak ng karma natin. Yan. But he is always anxious to put his devotees on the right place. Ganon si Krishna. Therefore, the devotees are under the direct care of Krishna, of the Lord. Hawak ako ng lahat ng karma mo. Sabihin niya kay Maya, sa banal nature, ako na bahala dito. Sagot ko na to. Arbor na siya. So whatever happens to a devotee is not by Maya already, or not by material nature already. It's always by Krishna's grace, Krishna's love. There might be some other tribulations, but arrangement na lahat ni Krishna. And a devotee should think, okay, this is always arrangement ni Krishna, and it may be few of my karmas na mini-minimize ni Krishna. Ganon yung love ni Krishna. Alagaan niya yung mga devotees. Always in the care. Sabi nga dito, he's always anxious. May anxiety si Krishna. Kung saan niya ilalagay yung mga devotees niya in the right place. And the Lord also voluntarily puts himself under the care of his devotees only. Sipin mo yun. Si Krishna, Hinahayaan niya alagaan siya ng devotees niya. Voluntarily. And it was mentioned here, under the care of his devotees only. One could not be a yogi having mystic powers, then si Krishna would be subordinate with that. No. Only love for Krishna could conquer Krishna. And he voluntarily surrenders. Just like Mother Yashoda. Mother Yashoda, imagine mo, itatay mo si Krishna. Didisiplinahin mo si Krishna. Itatay mo yung belly niya sa mortar. Diba? Makulit ka. Ninakaw mo yung butter, ah. Tali ka, tas lalagay ka doon. Si Krishna, lahat nga takot sa kanya eh. He's the fear personified eh. Tapos umiiyak siya dahil sa nanay niya na may hawak na stick. There's a reason nga rin na Mother Yashoda actually, pantakot lang yung stick na yon. Pero hindi doon nagpa-huli si Krishna. You cannot get Krishna using material things. Mother Yashoda have to let go of the stick. And even nahuli niya si Krishna, actually in-engage na lahat ng gopis doon sa Vrindavan to get the rope. Kasi palaging 2 fingers too short. Pero only by the love and devotion ni Krishna, ng mga devotees. Love and the endeavor ng mga devotees. Doon nahuli si Krishna. So he voluntarily serves and put himself under the care of devotees. Si Krishna took the role of a chariot driver kay Arjuna. Yeah, sige. Paano pa to, Radha Charan? Parang hirap intindihin. You go to your altar. Tapos, gigisingin mo si Krishna. You have to take care. Nasa mo yung picture niya. Kung may deities ka, you have to take care then of yung high standard. You have to bathe them. Diba? You have to dress them. At least the picture you can do manasa. Diba? You sing for him. Diba? Worship mo siya. Pero papakainin mo rin siya. Pag di mo siya pinakain, magugutom si Krishna. Gutom ka rin, di ba? Or unless kumain ka ng hindi prasadam. Order ka lang sa labas. Di ba? Under your care, di ba? One could have that relationship with Krishna as Krishna's parent. Diba? Meron pa nga parang pinapagalitan si Krishna. Pero out of love yun na. Hindi natin pwede imitate yung mga ganun bagay. Pero Krishna is under your care. And you would see yung mga pure devotees, they could talk to Krishna and request Krishna. Minsan pinapagalitan niya, but ito yung ginagawa. And Krishna will do it. Diba? In the favor ng mga devotees niya. Only love could conquer Krishna. And this one, sabi, bearing always Krishnas within their hearts. Pwede naman sumama na lang yung mga sages kay Krishna eh. Krishna, kahit saan ka pumunta, bumalik ka sa Dwarka, kasama kami. No, even even Dhruva Maharaj, even Narada Muni, even Lord Shiva, saw and have a darshan of Krishna. Pero hindi nila winish na, sige, sama lang ako sa'yo. A pure devotee, sinasabi nila, and ang goal nila, after this perfection of mystic yoga, seeing Krishna from within, ang hiniling nila, Krishna, please give me association ng devotees. So I could always remember you. I could always put you in my heart. The back taste the foremost and topmost sa yoga system. Nakita na nila si Krishna nun pero ang gusto nila, service and association sa devotees. They know it will please Krishna. They know kasama nila si Krishna within their hearts. It is also just like when Krishna and Srimati Radharani is in the spiritual world, they have to go down here in the material world. Pero hindi pwedeng sila lang. Kasama yung mga associates. Yung ibang demigods bababa rin. Uy, sama kami dyan sa pastime na yan. At the same time, yung spiritual world, Sri Vrindavan Dham, have to go here also in the material world. Vrindavan, Braj Bhumi. Bhumi is also a term na sa earth. Mother Bhumi. Braj Bhumi. So, bumaba rin spiritual world dito. Yung Braj, yung Vrindavan. Doon nag-perform ng pastime si Krishna. So, pag alis ni Krishna, iniwan pa rin niya yung Vrindavan dito. So, that's why we go in pilgrimage sa Vrindavan, India. Yes, pagpunta mo doon, it may seem na parang material lang kasi Like, lalo na ngayon, previously daw sobrang heavenly yung lugar. Pero ngayon, andyan na yung mga advertisement, di ba? Traffic na rin. Mas maraming establishment na ngayon. Of course, yung mga main temples andun pa rin. Pero when one goes there, if he is guided by the guru and the devotees, he is being protected kay Maya. Kasi si Maya is there also to protect yung Brindavan. Para hindi basta-basta i-take abuse ng mga selfish and materialistic person or those yung mga Mayavad. They could not really see Vrindavan. But because of that is why it is advised to go there together with the guru or pure devotees or in a group ng mga devotees to be guided. So yung mga nandun na devotees would see and would feel na si Krishna yung bida sa Vrindavan. Nakita mo lahat, si Krishna yung pinag-uusapan. Si Krishna yung sentro ng buhay nila. And as Krishna's desire, actually, hindi nga nila nakikita si Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nakita nila si Krishna as anak nila, as lover nila. Ganong klaseng relationship doon. And mararamdaman mo yon sa paligid, sa buong Vrindavan. Generations after generations, they're taking care of deities ni Krishna. Yung mga places kung saan siya naggawa ng mga pastime niya, andun pa rin. Sobrang surcharge. Pag nandun ka, parang nasa spiritual world. Hindi ka tulad dito, parang you have to look, saan pa kaya may ibang devotee? O attend ako ng class doon. Everywhere you look. Pagdating ng 4:30, tumutunog halos lahat ng bahay ng mga conchel. Lahat sila mag-worship. Thousands of temples, big temples and temples in their own homes. Little temples are there. Diba? You will see tulasi, mga nakadote, yung mga tao, nakasari, naka-neck beads. May chanting beads palagi. Sobrang spiritual world. And it's advised na you could not always desire na to live in Vrindavan. People are going in that pilgrimage to recharge themselves. Diba? Sabi nga, Vrindavan is a place of for dying. You die in Vrindavan, so it's a safe place ka. Pero the way of living, you should always go to your places. Pero you have to bring Vrindavan and Krishna in your heart. Kaya makita mo yung mga t-shirt, I lost my heart in Vrindavan. And also, you brought Vrindavan everywhere you go. Mararamdaman mo yun sa mga pure devotees. When you talk to them, even yung mga classes ng lecture nila, parang, grabe, parang kasama ba si Krishna? Ba't ka nananawalang pag nagkukwento ka or may lecture, parang andun ka sa moment na yon. Or pag kwento mo yung pastime ni Krishna, parang napanood mo first hand. Or pag nagsasalita yung mga devotees, alam mo na Krishna is always within them. Kahit wala sila sa Vrindavan. And wherever these pure devotees are, kung saan sila pumunta, it will be considered as Vrindavan. Kung nasaan yung devotees na yon. There are also what we call the 5 angas of bhakti, if one is doing this. Hearing of Srimad Bhagavatam, chanting Krishna's name, worshipping of the deities at the temple, association with devotees. Yung 4 na yon, kapag ginagawa yung mga yon, that place is considered as Vrindavan or a holy place, a temple. Even without the domes or intricate designs sa wall, if you're doing that in your house, that is considered a little temple. And the goal is to make our hearts favorable as Krishna's abode. You can see Krishna from within. Kaya ang title nga natin is I will always keep you in my heart. Because that is our goal. Although si Krishna nandyan talaga. Pero how do we realize, kailan ba natin nare-realize yun? Tuwing kailan? So kailangan natin to be in that situation. Let's read further. The devotees therefore are all under the direct care of the Lord, and the Lord also voluntarily puts himself under the care of his devotees only. Yan. And even in the Bhagavad Gita, it was confirmed na lahat ng mga Vedas, the Vedas, Upanishads, other Vedantas, lahat sila is only seeking for Krishna. Lahat ng mantras na nire-recite, Bhaktaram Yajna Tapasham. Lahat ng mga yon, papunta kay Krishna yon. If you even chanted the glorification ng ibang demigods, they will offer it to Krishna. Almost all of the demigods are devotees of Krishna. They know. They don't want to take it themselves. There are some, of course, are affected by material nature, pero most of them are no. Krishna is the supreme. Even si Ganapati, Shiva are chanting, or even Lord Brahma, they're chanting. And maraming pastimes na si um, Lord Shiva wanted to enter yung rasa dance ni Krishna. Tsaka yung mga gopis. Pero hindi siya pinayag. Demigas na siya. Highest of the demigas nga siya. Eternal nga siyang demigod. Hindi siya pinayagan ng mga gopis pumasok. Teka lang, di ba? Lalaki kayo, babae lang mga pwede dito. Si Krishna yung ultimate na male and center of our love. Ba't ka papasok dito? And look at you. So, si Lord Shiva have to take a lot of penances para he could take female body para maka-enter sa rasa dance. Si Lord Brahma was also trying to have darshan of Krishna. And he prayed the Brahma Samhita, glorifying Krishna as the Supreme. So it just puts Krishna on the top, being the fountainhead, the Godhead. And lahat nga ng mantras reciting the glorification is always papunta kay Krishna. Sometimes indirectly, pero si Krishna pa rin yan. Text number 48. Thereafter, Maharaj Yudhishthira at once went to his capital Hastinapur, accompanied by Lord Shri Krishna, and there he consoled his uncle and aunt Gandhari. So ito yon, pinuntahan nila yung mag-asawa. Si Gandhari, you have to take note of this character sa Mahabharat. Si Mother Gandhari is the wife of Dhritarashtra. He is actually at the same level kay Bhishma. Pero, si Dhritarashtra is blind, physically and spiritually. Pero ito na, is always being discussed and questioned. Bakit yung mga babae is inferior sa spiritual life? Gandhari is not, and a lot of women are not. And actually, si Gandhari is a ascetic. Nung kinasal siya kay Dhritarashtra, since Dhritarashtra is blind, he voluntarily covers his eyes. Nagtakip siya ng mata niya. Kasi he's always, the role of a wife is to be always subordinate sa husband. Of course, the husband should be always Krishna conscious. So, nagtakip siya ng eyes niya. And she even, because of that austerity and that chastity, she was so powerful. There was a pastime na si Duryodhan, yung anak niya, alam ni Gandhari na matatalo sila or mahihirapan sila sa Pandavas before the war. And he even told Duryodhan, kahit anak niya yon, na I will at once open my eyes and give all my power sa'yo para you will be untouchable, invincible in the war. But you have to go to my room, then expose your whole body without any cover. Kasi pag may covering, ayun yung magiging weak spot mo. Okay, si Duryodhan, nanay naman niya yun. Diba? So, sabi, pumunta siya nung gabi na yun. Bago siya pumunta sa room ni Gandhari, naka-gamsha lang siya. Gamsha is like a really thin towel. Yung nagamit sa usapan ligo na naman. Panligo sa Vedic culture. Gamsha. Bakit manipis? Kasi just like yung towel, we should always wash this. Not the thick towel na ginagamit natin na ilang araw, di ba? So, thin towel. So, nakagamsha lang si Duryodhan. Si Krishna, alam yung mangyayari. So, nag-appear siya doon. Oh, teka lang, Duryodhan. Anong ginagawa mo? Pupunta ka sa kwarto ng nanay mo. Nakagamsha ka lang. Ay, nakaubad ka. Maggamsha ka. Nakita ni Krishna si Duryodhan na nakaubad kasi sabi ni Gandhari dapat walang suot. Maggamsha ka, suotin mo to. So, si Duryodhan, by the trick of Krishna, Na bewildered siya. Tapos, nga no, pupunta ako sa nanay ko nakahubad. Mag-gamsya ako. Pagpunta ni Dorian sa quarter ng nanay niya, si Gandari. Then Gandari pull out yung blindfold niya. Tapos pagdilat niya, nakita niya si Dorian and empowered him. But of course, naka-gamsya, naka-cover yung thighs niya, thigh part um, ni Dorian. So, what happened? I told you to not wear anything para um, all parts of your body will be invincible, untouchable. Tapos sabi ni Dorian, nakasalubo kasi si Krishna, sabi niya, improper daw humarap sa nanay, syempre. I'm all grown up, tas harap ako sa nanay ko nakahubad. Then Ganda realized, this is always a trick of Krishna. And alam mo ba kung paano namatay si Duryodhan? Because of that weak part, Bhima smashed his thigh. Doon siya namatay si Duryodhan. Diba? It is just like the story of si Achilles sa Greece, sa Greek mythology. Diba? Yung weakness niya sa Achilles tendon, sa ankle niya. Kasi doon siya tinali and was submerged. So, ganun yung power ni Gandhari. Because of his chastity, because of his being surrendered sa husband, as a woman, she is so powerful. And how powerful she is, nung namatay na yung mga anak niya, namatay na rin yung maraming part nung kingdom nila, pati si Bhishmadev. He wanted to curse the Pandavas. She wanted to curse the Pandavas. Pero pinigilan siya. You don't have to, Gandhari, sabi ng mga tao sa paligid niya. You don't have to. You should not retaliate then. They deserve to be the emperor, next emperor. And in fact, sila nga yung mga anak mo nga yung gumawa ng kasalanan sa mga Pandavas. That's why it happened. But of course, the love of and the longing of a mother is still there. Kaya alam mo kung sino yung kinurse ni Gandhari. Kinurse niya si Krishna. It was always Krishna's arrangement. He's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And it's Krishna's arrangement. That is why my sons have to die in the battlefield. Again, don't take it materially. It was an arrangement of Krishna. This is a glorious exit ni Krishna sa material world. Krishna accepted after 36 years, I believe. He will leave this material world. Ayun yung exit niya. And that will be the start ng Kali Yuga. So, ganun ang ascetic, ang power ng women. Lalo na if they are chaste. Sabi nga, a wife's duty is to follow the husband 100%. And Gandhari was so true to her husband that she followed him even in the perpetual blindness. Kaya siya considered as a great ascetic. Even also, Gandhari, although a woman, is no less than Bhishmadev in character. They are both remarkable personalities in the Mahabharata. So, ganun si Gandhari. Ganun din yung personality niya. Ganun character siya. And it is not to be considered as maging martyr lang yung babae sa asawa niya. The role of those who are married, the wife should always be chaste sa husband. The wife should worship the husband as the spiritual master also. Pero, ito yun, but, the husband should be always 100% surrendered to Krishna. The role of the husband is to bring the wife and the family back to Krishna. So, magkakagulo na yun pag yung husband di Krishna consciousness. At the same time, yung wife di rin subordinate. He is dominant. or mas mataas yung trato niya dun sa pag feeling niya mas mataas siya dun sa husband. So, this is Vedic culture, ha. I don't know if hindi ako expert dito kasi hindi ko ashram yan. How one could apply this in their daily lives. But I'm very sure one should be Krishna conscious. One or the other, we will be in the situation na hindi ideal katulad nito. katulad ng sa scriptures. Pero, the first goal is to be Krishna conscious. The wife or the husband is not Krishna conscious, you should be. Or kung yung husband, hindi Krishna conscious, you should still be. So, ganun yung role ng scriptures. They are trying to teach us how to live our life, even the married life. And if not, how to apply it even without this perfect situation para tayo maging Krishna conscious pa rin. Last verse. Text 49. After this, the great religious king, Maharaj Yudhishthir, executed the royal power in the kingdom strictly according to the codes and royal principles approved by his uncle and confirmed by Lord Shri Krishna. This is the transition for for Yudhishthir Maharaj to be the emperor. Maharaj Yudhishthir is a great leader. If you want to find leadership qualities, leadership training, and leadership book, you don't have to go different ways. Just go to the scriptures. You can read the Mahabharata. That's where you could find the qualities of a great saintly king, saintly leader. Na si Yudhishthir. Prabhupada mentioned, Maharaj Yudhishthir was not a mere tax collector. Actually, no. They don't take charity. These kings only give charity. Compared to the modern leaders, what we have now, they always just take the taxes. They never gave the tax to the people. Ayun yung ginagawa ng pangkabuhayan. This, no. The perfect leader takes care of all the subordinates. The brahmanas, the priests, the monks. They take care of the business, those who are in the business class, those are in the workers class. What we have now is, in the Kali Yuga, everyone is born lower than Sudra. Lower than the laborers class. Lower, not the Sudra. The thinking is very degraded. And one will have a leadership position, and what to expect? It's just chaos. Actually, some of the saintly persons are not in favor of democracy. Why? Yes, people should vote. People should elect leaders, but only few percentage of the people are in the right way of thinking who to choose and sino yung dapat ilagay sa position. And large percentage of it could be bought by money. Panilagyan. Large percentage of the voters would be just voting because of famous people, artista, or without anyone na without leadership qualities just because of them being famous, or maganda lang yung jingle nila sa commercial. So the leadership, the positions are not that in that good quality. You could see what kind of laws they're trying to pass, what kind of issues they're trying to focus on, because they are not trained and they're not guided by the scriptures. They're not trained by a right person to train them. They don't have spiritual advisors, and their cycle just only repeats. And also, one should not be frustrated with this. This is part of Kali Yuga. That is why the Srimad Bhagavatam, these scriptures are and should reach these leaders in our society. It should reach them. So that's the purpose, and that is the big help. Because if leaders in the society become Krishna conscious, the followers, the subordinate, should be taken care of. And ganun yung ginagawa ni King Yudhishthir. Si King Yudhishthir, he's making sure, sabi niya, the king must know the human life is meant for liberating the engaged soul from the bondage of material condition. Duty niya, hindi lang pakainin yung mga tao, kundi maging spiritually advanced yung mga tao, yung mga subordinate niya. Makaalis dito sa material world na to. And therefore, his duty is to see that the citizens are properly looked after to attain the highest stage of perfection. That is the first and foremost responsibility ng isang leader. Isang leader in society, much more na isang king. to make sure that people, the citizens, are spiritually inclined. So that is the chapter 9 ng ating Srimad Bhagavatam. Thus, the Bhaktivedanta purports at the first canto 9th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam entitled The Passing Away of Bhishmadev in the Presence of Lord Krishna. So maganda to. In next natin bukas, we will go sa ating chapter 10, Departure of Lord Shri Krishna for Dwarka. Makakaalis na siya. Pinigilan siya ng pinigilan dito. Diba? Ngayon makakaalis na si Lord Krishna to be back in Dwarka. And sobrang ganda ng mga pastime na to. We will hear much more relishing ng mga pastimes with Lord Krishna and His devotees. So, kita-kits tayo tomorrow for continuation ng ating Srimad Bhagavatam. If Sudarshan Prabhu will be back tomorrow, sama ka mag-read ng mga translation natin. So, the next, abangan nyo next time siya yung magbibigay ng mga classes. Nagbibigay na nga siya ng classes natin. And umatin siya nung batch 0. Before yung batch 1, umatin na si Sudarshan ng ating course. 6 years old pa lang yata siya nun. No? Hare Krishna, my dear devotees. Maraming salamat for joining. Let's pray and let's make such effort for us to be always aware and put much more endeavor to put Krishna, to keep Krishna always in our hearts. That way, we will always have a place sa puso rin ni Krishna. Maraming salamat. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Lord Shri Krishna ki jai. Grandfather Srila Bhishmadev ki jai. Yudhishthir Maharaj ki jai. Sama Beda Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Gaur Pramanande. Haribol. Thank you very much, everyone. Maraming salamat for those who are in the Zoom and those who are watching sa ating Facebook Live. See you sa mga 4th batch. See you 9 o'clock to 10. And tonight, meron tayong prasadam course. 7 o'clock p.m. So, kita-kits. Hare Krishna.